I'm very proud to say that Dow was one of the leaders to initiate sustainability initiatives. And way back in 1995, Dow announced the first 10-year sustainability roadmap. And this was in 95 for the 2005 sustainability goals. So the initial focus of sustainability was more about our operations, what we could do in terms of water consumption, power consumption, productivity. That was the focus. Then in 2005 we came out with second phase of our sustainability goals, and that was more about other areas, how we can reduce the carbon or reduce the other things. And then every 10 years we made it a practice. So 2015 we launched 2025 sustainability goals. In addition to this, in 2020 we declared our carbon neutrality goals, that by 2050 will become, our effort is to become fully carbon neutral. So Dow has been really leading the path of sustainability, and being in the plastics business, a lot of our initiatives are also focused around circularity. So we have already committed to collect plastic waste, and we have set specific goals around the world where we are going to collect the plastic waste and put them back into usable form, either through advanced recycling where we get the feedstock again, or we use it in second lease of life, like a post-consumer recycle waste. So in plastic, our focus has been always on sustainability and how we can bring circularity, safer materials, and climate protection. So solar is giving a very big opportunity for us, because in the solar, the longevity and the efficiency of the panels is extremely important. And on both these fronts, our polyolefin elastomers play a very important role. So we are into the back sheets, we are into some other adhesive layers, and we also have the silicon chemistry where we have sealants which give the whole module advanced level of security and life. So protecting the solar panels and making them as productive as possible is really the key, and Dow focuses and contributes in both these areas with our polyolefin chemistry and with silicon chemistry. So the mobility science as a new concept we are bringing, where we bring all our technologies together. So if you look at mobility market today, mobility market in terms of participation, we are working on lightweighting, we are working on comfort, and we are working on climate protection. So these are the three areas where we focus on. So if we look at lightweighting, when we talk about EVs, giving the EVs, increasing the range for EVs is the one of the big driving forces. So lightweighting is absolutely critical, and that's where we come with converting some of the metal components to plastic components, and our polyolefin elastomers and other products. They help the automotive OEMs to use the plastic components and bring down the weight. When it comes to comfort, we are into polyurethane seating. We are also in the steering wheel, the door trim. So there are multiple products that go into comfort area. And lastly, if we look at the safety and climate protection, in the EVs, the battery heat management, thermal management, and security and safety of battery now has a very good role to play, because with our silicon chemistry, we have the gap sealants, we have other products which help the batteries to manage the heat and make them more productive and safe. Also, we have other chemicals like polyurethanes also are used wherever there are the insulation properties are required. Both polyurethanes as well as silicone chemistries can be used. So Dow has a special basket in this mobility market. Right from polyurethane to polyethylene to silicones, we have the entire range of basket for the battery assembly, and for electric vehicles. So that's the concept behind mobility science. So we will work with OEMs and work on their problems and give them a solution. Some solutions may be coming from our polyethylene franchise, some solutions may come from polyurethane franchise, and some others may come from silicone franchise. But we'll be one shop for the OEMs where we can give them the entire solution. So we are basically, our participation is in the area where we make the battery assembly and the battery structure more robust and safe. And that is where, and we have our team in India. We have established a technology center in Zuinagar in near Mumbai. And we have plans to build a lot of capabilities around developing the solutions in both mobility science as well as what is required for the battery structure and battery assembly. So our technical team will be working on the using the local conditions, using the local requirements, and will work very closely with the battery manufacturers to give them solutions that are relevant to India, Indian conditions, and Indian car models. Because the global solutions, we have been participating in Indian market for a long time. When we try to copy paste global solutions, either they are exorbitant, they are too expensive and affordability is the issue, or they are over engineered, or sometimes they may not work in the Indian conditions. So we need to adapt to the Indian conditions, and that's where I feel companies like ours, through mobility science platform, we can really bring difference. We can take into account, we are all, our team is based in India, so they understand Indian conditions and Indian requirements, and the global knowledge that is available, we could be able to channelize and use it and tweak it in the right way. First, I would say that plastics is not a problem. Plastics waste and wrong disposal or handling, littering of plastics is a problem. Plastics is a great material, and I can show all the statistics available or all the technical data available. Plastics is one of the most sustainable products. If it is replaced by any other material for packing of food items or other items, thus in terms of sustainability footprint is worse than plastics. If you talk about glass, if you talk about aluminium, if you talk about paper, in terms of water consumption, in terms of impact on environment, they are worse than plastics. So plastics is not a problem. Littering of plastics is the problem. And that is why we do a lot of effort in educating the consumers right from the communities. So we run a program called My Sustainability Corner, where we engage the school children and teach them how they can contribute. So they do volunteering work, collecting the plastic waste from the communities around, bring it to the school. We pay them for the plastic that they bring, and then we also teach them how to segregate the plastic waste, and then this plastic waste is given to the recycler. So these are the behavioral changes that we are focusing on. Secondly, designing the packaging in the right way, which are more sustainable, is also very important. Today, if we look at the plastic structures, some of them are not fully recyclable, or some of them are not optimized for recycling. So our team is doing a lot of work educating the customers, educating the brand owners, how they can go for more sustainable packaging solution. So we can, if we have the packaging films made out of one material, say only polyethylene, it is much better recyclable than a mix of different polymers. So that education also our team does. And they have launched a lot of new structures which definitely are better recyclable and bring better value to the customers. Then lastly, tackling the plastic waste already in the environment also needs to be tackled. So we have partnered with a lot of NGOs. We have also partnered with Afrosha Foundation, where we do a lot of beach cleanups and Miti River cleanup. And using the human volunteering strength, we are collecting the plastic waste from the beach, and this is sent back to recycling, and we make either plastic films out of that collected plastic waste, or we have also developed technology to make the plastic tiles, and these are given back to the community there. So they see how the plastic waste collected from there is given back to them. So they also get encouraged to collect more plastic waste and bring it for better use. So we firmly believe that to tackle the plastic waste issue, we have to come up with a lot of discipline. Right from first, littering has to stop. People have to dispose plastic waste properly. They have to segregate, they have to keep the plastic waste, because it is money. Nobody will waste money. And then it has to be put to proper recycling. And today recycling is not a constraint. There are multiple technologies available for mechanical recycling or for advanced recycling, which maybe we cannot link both. So when oil companies are going more into oil to chemicals kind of thing, I think it is more of the business strategy decision. But if you look at coming back to plastics, I think there are many applications where plastics is unavoidable. And more we look at consumption and more distribution around the country, around the world, plastic consumption likely will be needed. Now, whether it goes up or whether there are alternatives available, it's something which we are also watching the space. So far, we feel that there is no direct alternate and more sustainable solution to plastics. Wherever they are there, we are also aware, and we also encourage that people have to use plastics where it is required, right? If there are other alternatives available, I think users should make a choice. But today, our study says that plastics in packaging brings a lot of value. It will be required. So if the economy grows, if the packaging and consumption goes up, likely requirement, need for plastics packaging will go up. So with this kind of background, it is even more important that we educate customers and consumers and focus on right disposal of plastic waste. And many companies, I am very happy, many companies, many startups are coming forward, and they are focusing on using the technology for plastics waste, because the biggest challenge we will face is not having the right technology for recycling, but having the plastic waste at the right economics is going to be the real challenge that we have to address. So we feel that plastics is here to stay. We will have to find ways to manage it responsibly and not reduce the litter of plastic in the environment. So in India, we have 3 manufacturing plants. So we have 1,000 plus people in India, employees in India. We have 2 acrylic emulsion plants in India, one at Taloja, one at Chennai. And we have 1 polyurethane blending facility in Chiplun. And we have corporate office at Airoli. In terms of our participation, we have biggest participation in packaging and specialty plastics. So that's our biggest portfolio. Then we have sizable participation in automotive, in electronics, insulation market. We are in other consumer products like footwear. We are into construction. Construction is very big business. We are also in other industrial applications like agrochemicals, textiles. So we are very, very diverse in terms of our market participation. But the biggest ones are packaging and consumer products is our biggest participation.